Yo, what is up, everybody? How are we doing? Today is day 173 of my journey from 0 to 100k a month at 21. And today, I have scaled my ads up to about 250 bucks. It's spent 300 and we're breaking even. So today we did about like $400 in rev. But we broke even, so that is not too shabby, I guess. Okay. Basically, dude, honestly, today I have spoken to like two guys I'm like in the Discord server with, like the guys who are doing like 250k, 300k a month, just giving me some advice on how I need to go about overall like just customer research and like understanding about customer avatar and shit. Like you have to think of you as a operator to run an e-com store as a proper business, not like a fucking pump and dump. You fucking you post ads, fucking pray that it works, and it numbers magically appears on your screen. On your screen. I mean, you can technically do that, but at the end of the day, I mean, I've spam tested like 22 products, and I've learned like absolutely nothing for the last like few products. So I'm willing to like just sort of take this one slowly, but we learn on the way. So the next one even if I do decided to drop this product like down the line, the next test that I would have like a lot of experience with like making ads with intent, actually doing more research about customer avatar, what they look like, what they feel like, what sort of ad they're wanting to watch, and I can recreate those ads to basically capture the customer's attention. And yeah, pretty much. Today our metrics, metrics doesn't fucking matter. Like with my current product, right? My current product initially I've tested with $2.5 CPC, and because the CPM and CPC was so high, that means that Facebook is targeting a much more qualified traffic. And now, like, say my ads now went down to like a dollar CPC with 6% CTR, but because I would assume that this traffic is a bit colder than the previous traffic, my conversion rate is not as good as the traffic that was bidding on before, which is like $100 CPM. So I'll say that with any of you guys that are testing products at the moment, don't look at metrics like like God. Like, just don't look at it like, say if it's above a certain CPC or certain CTR, you have to drop that product for some reason. Just don't do it. I've made this mistake so many times that I've maybe potentially dropped, maybe I've potentially missed some winners here and there, but we learn. We bloody learn, boys. We bloody learn. And yeah, today I was honestly just playing around with like doing like HeyGen, generating like AI EGC, talking about like how can I like use it to make better voiceover ads, as well as like just more about understanding about like different type of ad format that a certain type of customer likes to watch. Like I think I've already talked about this, but say for example a Gen Z, like who I am and who whatever the fuck we are, they're not going to fucking watch a VSL that's like 5 minutes long. Like their attention span is not there. Like it just doesn't exist. Unless it's like, I don't know, it's just like a very, very highly qualified traffic, whatever. But most of the time, like 99% of the Gen Z is not gonna have enough attention span for that. But for that 5-minute VSL, the older audience that potentially you're targeting to, they would have a better sort of like attention span. And if you're making it that it's not boring, I think Spencer talked about this earlier, like Spencer Pauly, is that there's no too long VSLs. There's just boring VSLs. Like if there's like a person that's just straight up just sit here and talk for like 20 minutes, no one's gonna watch that shit. Literally no one. So you have to make it that you have to like think of your VSL like a YouTube video. That's like a Mr. Beast fucking YouTube video. There's like fucking B-rolls like changing every like 2-3 seconds or whatever, and sound effects here and there. It's just more about making sure that you're keeping your retention span of the watcher, of like your viewers or your like your audience in pace, so that you know your retention on your ad is like much higher. I don't know what the fuck I'm yapping about, but whatever. But yeah. Honestly, I'm thinking of like I wanted to test some other products as well. On the side, like I'm not gonna drop this shit. I've already worked on this one for like nearly 5 weeks now. That I'm just not gonna drop it. Like I've talked to Ben, I've talked to Subi. They sort of both told me to drop this product, but I don't know. I'm just gonna fucking make it. I'm just gonna have to make it work, man. I have to make it work. And honestly, just mainly because I learned a lot for testing like this. It's more so like brand building rather than drop shipping, because for the traditional drop shipping, if you can't make your product work within a week, just drop it and go with the next. But with proper brand building, you're actually learning more. I feel like you're actually learning more about like just how you operate your business as a whole, so that say if there's a downtime, instead of just fucking refreshing the Shopify dashboard every 5 minutes hoping for a sale, you would have to think that shit, my fucking business is down. What can I do to sort of get back on my feet? And sometimes it could be just like, you know, set up your email flows, your bad and checkout flows, your welcome flow, whatever the fuck that is. Or it could just be make more ads. And that's what I've been trying to do. I've made my bad and checkout flow today as well. I need to sort of like do my fucking welcome flow thing, like a pop-up type thing. But yeah, so I need to do that shit like ASAP. Okay, so next step would be, I'm sort of leaning now looking at listicles and advertorials, because being in like high level Discord servers of like 6 figures, 7 big figures brand owner, and like, you know, they're targeting their own like, you're going more about like in terms of you're going more towards the problem aware and the unaware market. So with those type of market, you can't just depends on what your product is. But say for example, if your product does need a bit of explanation, sometimes a product page, you can't really convert those people in the product page itself, because they need a bit more information, and the product page is just going to be like above the fold. They're just going to bring the offer to the customer, and sometimes that might not be enough. But for an advertorial, because instead of shoving the offer down the customer's throat, you are actually educating the customer that this is what our product does, this is our benefits, this is our USP, this is what we do, and this is how we are going to help you achieve your goal, achieve your XYZ. And after the customer have read through all that long ass shit form, then you bring the offer to them. So you basically bring them from not knowing what problem they have and what solutions are there, to a problem aware, saying that, hey look, you have this problem, you educate the customer about that problem, so then they feel like, oh shit, I need to solve this problem. You provide your product as a solution for your customer's problem, and you bring the offer to them. So you're just basically bringing the customer from the whole funnel, like down the line. So that's what I'm trying to do with my product as well, because it should be in a advertorial or like a listicle, like a 5 reason why listicle. So I'm just trying to, well, I've made one now before I publish it, and next step would be to, I'll try what I'll do is I'll make some image ads to intrigue the customer to click on the image ads to lead them into the advertorial or like the listicle or 5 reason why, whatever the fuck that is. And once they, hopefully that if the ad gets spent and the ads convert well, I'll just make more of them. But for now, I'll just launch like a new, I'll duplicate like a new ad set. Instead of linking the ad to the product page itself, I'm going to link them to the advertorial. So that's what I'm going to do. So hopefully that's going to perform very well. But for now, that's it for today. Today right now is like 12:49. I need to go to sleep because tomorrow I wake up at 7 for work. Hopefully we get out of these trenches very soon. But for now, we'll see you guys later. Bye.